What is going on? Happy Monday. We are coming to you live from all of the extension cords. My power is completely out, replacing the panel. Giant upgrade, giant cost, giant dollars flying out of the wallet. So please consider throwing code ZMOD into that shop. Even if you've got 58 minutes like I did, just throw it back in there, refresh, and away we go. Warships still in diamond. Somehow, some way, like literally have been claiming all of my chests in diamond, just doing 1.5 attacks every 8 hours just to... This guy tried to snipe me, by the way, so you'll notice that against this person, they had this base right about here, and they came in, and I just didn't do a good job the first time. I figured I'd go around the back and was very much worried that that 100% building damage was going to kill all my troops and I was just going to fizzle. So I sent some around the back, and then I dropped some more around the back and then a couple in the front, and was just generally slow. But my troops all stayed alive, and I was very, very surprised. But I suppose that's the lack of the grappler. With the grappler, you have to be so careful. And Kavan just gets pulled every single which way, and then the old kamikaze flare and the barrage and all the rest of it. So then we came back, and they tried to snipe. Second account, exact similar. I think it means that, like, that plus sign thing means 10 years, I think, based on Google Translate. And then I just went straight at it. So if you go up against a base like this, you can just literally go straight at it. I used that flare so that my bombardiers did not leave the shore, did not go in range of many things, and then just shocking the Doom Cannon and the Critter Launcher, and then just some fresh heavies coming out. Don't have that extra troop health, and I know a lot of people are just heavy bus rushing right now with Brick or Bullet, and there's lots and lots of Seekers happening, so if those things are not your jam, just know that you can get by with Heavy Choppa and Bombardiers. The eagle-eyed of you did notice that I went back and got flares. That was my latest unlock. When I got Heavy Choppas, I had 15 keys left over, so I spent 14 of them on that right there. Was it the right call? I couldn't tell you, but having flares is so much better, and my attacks are mediocre. 2 minutes and 2 minutes 5 seconds is not fast enough, but this base right here, designed by none other than Nightwada, who last time I checked was up in 25, seems to be going in waves. There he is, right about there, 25. So shout out to Mr. Nightwada, global number 29, I think that said. So I'll show you how I've been hitting. And definitely does need some perfecting, but it kind of comes down to sending some Heavy Choppas into a corner and knowing that they're going to be able to get some engine rooms on their own. I do have that heavy boost. I do have heavies. Make sure you have that. Every year there's at least one person who unlocks Heavy Choppas and can't figure out why they suck. And so using that active flare as it dies to keep our Bombardier out of the range of that mortar. And those guys in that back corner are just going to distract that shock launcher, do a little bit of damage, and then drop Kavan so late. I can't stress that enough. Kavan has to be super late, or they're going to just run after that grappler, and you're going to be super sad, and Kavan's not going to do anything good for you. And I think it was 2 minutes 5 seconds against this base that I was way slower on before, is an improvement, definitely room to get better, and the sky shields are super duper weak. Just a reminder, I think that the artillery and barrage is doing double damage on them, which is helpful, because I only end up throwing like 1 barrage, 2 artillery. Never ever concern myself with the sky shields, except for on this attack, it seems like, because I wasn't paying a close enough attention. And then onto that final engine room. Nothing super duper fancy there, but it does work. I don't know which attack that was, so we'll just show this one. There we go, up against a 7, and again, on 7th, I'm doing kind of the same thing, just flaring back there and having my Heavy Choppas do some work, and then getting the rest of my troops kind of just in and amongst stuff. There's definitely better attacks than this, and I know most people are just flaring engine room to engine room, but again, every single season, I do this thing where I don't want to do the attack just because of emotional. The idea of going flaring engine room to engine room doesn't really appeal to me. I will no doubt pick it up and start doing it at some point, but that engine room, then we get the flare because we know that a couple of them are going to stay behind and go for that engine room, which worked out fairly all right, and then shocking the boom cannon as the rest of our troops get going. So using flares that end super helpful, and that's where flaring a building can be quite good. Definitely making some mistakes along these attacks, but throwing some GBE, and the fact is I saved 216 tokens it was before going 7, so if you haven't gone 7, maybe consider doing that. That'll get you into building health. Then you don't need Heavy Choppas to go 7, but you definitely do need that building health. Otherwise, you're just going to get crushed. Unless you're using Seekers, and then just ignore me and go get the Bittroop health, and then go get those Heavy Choppas. At some point, my other account is in 17 using Seekers, and it is just beyond ridiculous. Like, my fastest time is 327, I think. I got a couple 324s, and your opponents have gotten like maybe 1 engine room, and in 17 people are using like tanks still. So not super duper interesting, but kind of fun. And same deal. We're just going to send these 2 up here. You go up there. That will get those towards there, and as that flare starts to expire, we're going to get this one, and then this one, and then we'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, and that should keep those guys down there below the range of that mortar, which is, we need to get one of those out. See what just happened? That was not ideal whatsoever. And then as those things start to move, I can't actually see my screen right now because I've got my microphone in the way of my face, which is not super ideal. And then as soon as Kavan gets to that corner, just dropping all of the pink zombie dudes, and need to get rid of some of these boom mines, otherwise all of our troops are going to walk into them, and then just shocky. Tough to see those guys underneath that top 500 trophy, but I think we should be good. Just need to drop 1 more of those to make sure. Oh, we didn't even need to do that. So then I'm going to flare up into here just to try to get some of those bombardiers on the move, and then that engine room's going to pop, which is going to get these guys back into position. And that's like the only trick that I have for you at the second, is using those flares to try to get your troops to be where you want them to, and then these guys are just going to die. But thankfully they've spread out just enough that that rocket launcher shouldn't be a giant concern. Rocket launchers, this person, I don't even know if they have building damage, but at this point we can start flaring engine room to engine room because not a lot happening on this base. We just need to get that one going, then we'll get this one back here going, and then 1 more shock just to make gosh darn sure, and then we're just going to throw 1 more flare, and that should do it. Just need to get all of the artillery and all of the barrage, and we're going to be around 2 minutes just like last time. But is it right? No, it's not. That is not a good enough attack, generally speaking. There are some takeaways that are useful, but as you can see here, I think we got the W? I think we were like 153, 154 maybe? Yeah, 155, even better. So that 11 stars means that I'm going to collect and die. I don't know what it is about this season. I should have collected this chest like 3 hours ago. It's just not pulling me in. I think I'm even in the global. Okay, right about me and Jamar. Jamar, a long time Boom Beach player, absolute beast. If that's I think there's only one Jamar. And regardless, sitting around the global top 500, just not really feeling it all that much. And you know what? We're gonna leave the video there. I mean, gave you guys a no, we're not. We're gonna end on a seeker hit. Screw it. I'm very excited about updates coming. So my lack of enthusiasm with warships, and this hit is gonna be do or die. But my lack of enthusiasm with this season of warships, notwithstanding, June Boom Beach update, super stoked on it. Not stoked on the Chinese leaks that have been out. I think I'm not sure if it's from the Chinese servers or updated before North America, but you could go look for those if you really wanted to. This person does not have shock launchers. Just next level. So what we are going to do is just barrage all of these mines, and then we're going to drop Miss Brick, and 1, 2, 3, 4. And I like to flare Brick back there somewhere, just to make gosh darn sure that she dies. And then she is going to give us a battle orders, though, because battle orders with Brick makes it super, super fun. And then we're just going to burn through all of this stuff as we shock over here, and that should get us through this entire base. So is this fair or right, or this is how people quit playing Boom Beach, because douchebags with way too much tech are in the wrong rank, but the only way I can get out of this rank is by doing this. So Seekers just rolling over people, and without bullet you have to be a little bit more careful, but I have just been kind of slow rolling this account, and going 7 engine rooms has been fantastic, because it is way easier to Seeker 7 engine room bases than it is 6. So if you're a Seeker player or even Seeker curious, do go 7. My base, I just put stuff down at random. And you can see my Seeker hits are off and on, but people are actually fizzling. There's a 324, there's another 324, a 311, and then that was like a 315 or something. So without bullet, Seekers aren't ideal, but I do have that troop health. I've got, and my tech tree is so terrible on this one. So notice that I've got the building damage there because I picked it like 3 weeks ago. I also have building health somewhere else. So not there, but there. So definitely could spend some diamonds, because 20% building damage is stupid, but nonetheless that's what I'm working with. So 110% of the important bits, and then I need to spend some tokens on my GBE, because if we have a look over here-ish, you'll see I'm rocking. Oh, I actually upgraded that one a little bit. So anyways, Warships, goodness, June update, goodness, and like I said, running off extension cords. Both my neighbors, one on either side, fantastic computer running off one extension cord, and fridge and Wi-Fi running off the other. So big shout out to my neighbors. If you don't know your neighbors, go say hi. Take them whenever people move in. We try and bring them the cookies, just to be like that family, because I know I'm going to do something to piss them off at some point. So you might as well have a little bit of Goodwill in the bank. And speaking of Goodwill in the bank, do make sure you collect all of those things. There's some bad offers in that shop. Code ZMOD back in there. Like, share, subscribe. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for coming in. Comment. I'm ZMOD. Peace.